So we call it the three-word game. We do it every Monday during the NFL season. I think this is about the last weekend we'll do it, or the last Monday for a while. The three-word game, we believe it forces us to be succinct and accurate discussing football teams. So here we do the winner and the loser of each playoff game this weekend. Here we go. Colts, missing one piece. Listen, they got into the Bills' territory in all 9 of their offensive possessions, excluding the kneel down, and they couldn't win a game. That's almost unheard of. They moved the ball, but situationally in the red zone, they're incredibly limited. Colts were the first team to lose with 450 total yards and no turnovers in NFL postseason history. They got to get more dynamic at quarterback. Bills, all on Allen. First quarterback to have 300-plus passing yards, 70% completion percentage, 50-plus rushing yards in a playoff game since 1948. Now, the question becomes, they're not running the football well. Their pass rush is hit and miss. They're very well coached. But if you're not winning in the trenches, and they did not win the battle in the trenches this weekend, how long and how far can an uber-talented quarterback take you? Well, we know the answer. It's the ability to beat the Colts. Rams, great, except Goff. Listen, they're 37-0 when leading at halftime, so they're well coached. Their defense gave Russell Wilson absolute fits. 5 sacks. But Jared Goff completed 9 throws. They didn't want to start him. They didn't want to play him. This miraculous Cooper Kupp catch was really the highlight of the day. I don't see how you can go to Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers when you've got a quarterback the coaching staff and the quarterback himself lacks confidence in. Seahawks, Russ got cooked. 11 completions, 41% completion percentage. The Seahawks started the game 0 for 8 on third down. I don't have an answer for it. They got healthier on offense and worse. I do think they need to address the offensive line. It's never been a strength of Pete Carroll. I don't think they've ever had a top 5-6 offensive line since he's been in Seattle. Thank God for the left tackle spot's pretty good. Outside of that, they need some work. Bucs, exactly as planned. Leonard Fournette, when they went and traded for him, this is why you get him. If Ronald Jones is hurt, which he got hurt before the game, you got Antonio Brown. This is what we all thought. They'd be a wild card team. They were good enough to win a wild card game. We did think their ceiling in year 1 would be low, but we also thought, listen, the defense will carry him early, and Tom with the new playbook and teammates will probably start rolling after Thanksgiving, and sure enough, Brady and the Bucs are 5-0 off since the bye, and he leads the NFL in touchdowns since the bye. Washington, a bright future. Taylor Heinicke, listen, it was nice. Taylor Heinicke's nice. He's not going to be the franchise guy, but it was a nice start. He's mobile. He moves. He's inexpensive. Love to have him in my franchise as a backup. But total defense, it was very much Ron Rivera. 5th in total defense, 3rd in scoring defense, 4th in sacks. Chase Young was great. They got a nice, listen, they had a lot of things to overcome. Chaos from ownership, quarterback mess, coaches battling cancer, injuries, and to get to the playoffs. And that game was a pretty interesting game Saturday. It was a competitive back-and-forth game. Titans, too one-dimensional. First career game, Derrick Henry, 40 or fewer rushing yards on 15-plus carries. I thought he looked tired. You know what he looked like? He looked like that baseball pitcher that pitched 240 innings and he gets into the playoffs and he can't get past the 6th inning. I just thought Derrick, they did a good job to play their one-gap defense. They didn't give him a lot of openings. I thought Baltimore, outside of the first quarter, just felt like the better team, was winning the line of scrimmage, but they got to get him help. Corey Davis had a good year. They need more help. Tight end help, wide receiver help, O-line help. Ravens, Lamar gets revenge. Yes, he does. 4th youngest quarterback to lead a double-digit comeback in NFL postseason history. This was the play of the game. Listen, he's special. He's not the best passer, but he's good enough. But when you're the fastest player in the world playing your sport, you're a 10 in that department. You can be a 6 in the other one. And I also thought he played measured, very self-aware on the last couple of drives of the game. He was very aware of the clock. He was very aware of ball security. He tucked it in runs instead of, like, taking a gamble. He had one bad throw. It happens. It's the playoffs. Bears, ditch the Mitch. No games of 300-plus yards passing. He's just limited. Not blaming it all on him, but it's limited. And when you go on the road and you can put up that kind of defensive performance, it feels like you sort of owe your team some big completions. Saints, not a breeze. 21 points, season low. They averaged 5 yards a play, 3.5 yards a rush, way below their season average. So that was not an easy one. That was a physical one. Browns, well, looky here. First playoff win since 94. Snap a 17-game losing streak at Pittsburgh. And they will look smart and adult and efficient and dynamic. Steelers, give Ben boot. They're a bad team. They ended the season 1-5. He had one great half against the Colts after Thanksgiving. He was bad. Steelers were bad. Drops, penalties, interceptions. We'll see you tomorrow. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.